All right, YouTube, welcome back. So here we are. This is part two of my three-part video series on the Arduino Craziness project. People told me no project. So this part of the project is going to deal with more of the Arduino, but it's also going to deal with my drone. So stay tuned. It'll get fun this time. Okay, so here's what we got. We have the Arduino that you saw in my last video, servo motor, still. Got rid of the breadboard because we're soldering things together now, a little more permanent. And of course, if I'm going to connect it to my drone, like I told you, we can't have the USB cable to the computer. We have to power it with a battery, right? So we got a 9-volt battery servo, Arduino, and I got this extra bit of cable here that will cut off once I figure out how long it needs to be. Also, what I'm going to add to this video is DJI Mavic Pro. Okay, so we're going to do something cool with this. Hopefully I don't kill it. Okay, so let me just show you what I did so far. So you saw the circuit I had before. Basically, I just got rid of the breadboard. I have my servo motor now. It's soldered to the 5 volts and ground pins back here, and its signal is soldered to the input 9, digital output 9. And then I have the resistor that I have. You can see here, I just soldered it from ground to analog input 1. And then I soldered these two wires, also the green one from analog input 1, the red one to 5 volts. And the other end of those, I will solder the photoresistor when I figure out how long it needs to be. So essentially, that'll put one lead of the photoresistor on the side of this resistor here where we had it, and it'll put the other lead on 5 volts. And that'll be our circuit. It's a little harder to see this way. It's much easier when you're on the breadboard, right? But, essentially, it's the exact same circuit that I had before, just compact. And then I got this, for a 5-volt battery, and so I can for a 9-volt battery, and then I can power it, so that I can power everything with this 9-volt battery. I did measure. I think it was only pulling this servo running was like, I don't know, 100 milliamps maybe, something like that. Not that much, so should be no problem for a 9-volt battery to run it for as long as I'm going to use this. So okay. Oh, and the other thing I did, I thought this might be complicated, but it turns out it's not. It's not going to be very complicated. It turned out to be easy. I need to make some kind of, so the deal with the drone is I'm going to use this to pick something up with the drone, and then I want to be able to drop it. So I thought I was going to have to make some kind of clamping thing to pick up, or maybe like a rod that goes through two things and pulls back to drop something. But really, for what I'm going to do, this is all I had to do. I don't know if you can see that or not, how clear that is. But all I did was I took the round one of these, you can probably see it here, and I cut a slot in it. Let me rotate it so that you can see the slot easier maybe, or not. I cut a slot in it. So when it's rotated like this, it'll hold something. I should just be doing from this camera. I don't know why I've got both cameras going. Oh, it'll hold something from here, and then when it rotates like, oh wait, no, that's the let go. It'll hold something like this, and then when it rotates, it'll drop it, right? So that was pretty easy, actually, because what I'm going to try to hold is just a wire, a long wire. So hook the the wire on there, pick it up with the drone. And the reason that I needed a photo resistor, see that? Photo resistor, that's a better view of it than this camera. Let me just get rid of that camera shot. Anyhow, the reason I need this is because the drone, I'm going to strap all this stuff to the drone, to the bottom of the drone. Well, it doesn't have like an input for an Arduino, on the drone. There's no auxiliary input or output on the drone. So what it does have is lights. It has forward-facing lights. It has these. When you turn it on here, let me just turn it on. When you turn it on, these lights turn on. See that? These bright lights in the front here. So what you can do with this drone is set it up in a way that you can turn these lights off and on with the remote control. So the plan is to put, the plan is to take my photoresistor, tape it right to that light, and then run the wire down to the bottom of this where all this stuff is going to be down here. And when I turn the light off, no light. The servo turns. When I turn the light on, the servo turns back. So that's the plan. So let's where do I want to go from here? I guess what I'll do now is cut this wire to length, figure out, what I'm going to do is, since you've seen all of this wiring I did here, I'm going to get this all, I'm going to tape this. Tape it like that, and the battery, put a piece of tape on here because it's metal so it doesn't short anything together. I'm going to get this all taped into a big clump. And then once I have that done, I'll check back with you. And we will, and maybe I'll cut this to length and solder. I'll solder the photoresistor on the end of this too while I'm at break from the camera. And then I'll check back. Okay. I'm back. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. See, I got it turned on. Look, I taped, just so you can see what it did. Oh, how good that's going to last. I just taped that photoresistor there. See the wire here? It comes down. I use this strap. I have this Velcro strap. Just kind of, it's for holding it in the case. But I strapped it to the bottom, just like that. You can see the servo on this side. Strap it all together like that. And so now I plug the battery in. The 9-volt battery is going to power this in the servo. Got the lights on. Let's see. And here's the controller for the DJI. I programmed this button right here to turn those lights off and on. So you can see those lights, and you can see, I'll hit this button right here, turn the light on. Did you hear the servo? Turn on, turn off. So you can see the servo here. See the servo there? I turn the lights on, drop, whoop, drop it. Light off, hook up another one, turn the light on, does that every once in a while, I don't know why. Hook up another one, drop it, hook up another one, drop it. Okay, so let's try to, hang on, I'm going to go get something to pick up and drop. Drop this. drop. Oh, the drop. All right, work. Button goes back up, ready for another. Ready for another wire. Lift up, hit the button. It's not dropping, but it's kind of stuck on there. If you wiggle it a little bit, it probably would drop. But also, whenever you see it drop, when you go, oops, I broke the light. Anyhow, yeah, so it works. Okay, so now let's go fly it and pick some stuff up. Okay, so here we are outside. I'm going to try to just fly it just with this on the bottom first, just to see how it flies before I try picking up anything. So let's set it back here. I'll get you set up a little farther away so you can see the whole thing here. And let me get it all turned on. Okay, let's see how it flies with that thing hanging on the bottom. So I had to turn it to sport mode. I don't know if you can see sport mode. So in sport mode, it'll turn them sensors off, so it doesn't, you know, those things are covering up the sensors, so it thinks it's going to run into something. So I'm pretty sure sport mode deactivates those bottom sensors. Let's see what happens. Definitely acting funny, like look, it's going up even though I'm not hitting up. It takes a second to come back down. Definitely acting kind of funny. Well, that can't be good. Anything. I looked away, I didn't even notice it hit the table. Okay, so I'm going to get it set up to pick something up. Okay, see, obstacle. Every time I put it up here, it goes from obstacle. Anyhow, let's just see what happens. Well, it's really giving it a lot of throttle, even though I'm not giving it anything. Full throttle, it won't even pick them up. It thinks I put cages on it or something. This isn't working out too good. Okay, let's try it again. I turned on the Arduino so I can drop them. Just try dropping them. Ready? Here we go. What do you think of that? It worked. Look how stable it is now. That was awkward, but
It worked. Okay, I think stay tuned for the next one. We're complete.